The Kansas City Chiefs are Super Bowl champions after defeating the San Francisco 49ers Sunday night with a final score of 31-20. Patrick Mahomes was the Super Bowl MVP, and at just 24 years old is already a regular season MVP and now a champion. We saw what looks like the end of the Patriots dynasty last month, and with Tom Brady's future with the team in the air, could Kansas City replace New England and be the next dynasty? Mahomes has a career record of 24-7 through 31 starts, and there can be a legitimate case made that this is just the tip of the iceberg. But before we get started though, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, as all support is very much appreciated. Now with that being said, let's begin. For a team to be a dynasty, it starts with a quarterback, and whether you love him or hate him because he's beat your favorite team, Patrick Mahomes is by every definition a franchise quarterback. He is also just 24 years old and has plenty of time left in the NFL. The only problem the Chiefs will run into with Mahomes is how much of the salary cap will he take, and that's a completely fair question to ask. Very rarely do teams go into contract negotiations and not have any sort of leverage, but when Mahomes and his agent go in and talk about an extension, it's going to be a one-sided conversation, as at this point the Chiefs have to pay him whatever he asks. The highest paid quarterbacks in 2019 were Russell Wilson at $35 million, Ben Roethlisberger at $34 million, and Aaron Rodgers at $33.5 million. Mahomes is eligible for a contract extension this offseason, and whether or not the Chiefs pay him this year is to be determined, but I would imagine Patrick and his agent walk into negotiations and start with $40 per year. I would also like to think they want it fully guaranteed as well, or very close to it. Another factor that could play into this is how much does Dak Prescott get paid by somebody this offseason. He is due to be a free agent, and I would like to think the Cowboys pay him, but how much does he get? If Dak gets 40, then Mahomes will get 45 or 50. We all know Mahomes will set the new market for quarterback salary when his contract extension happens, but we don't know how much at the time. And with the Chiefs being a potential dynasty, this will certainly affect who they retain and who they can sign in free agency. If the Chiefs are to become a dynasty, they're going to need to draft key impact players and have them contribute in all areas right away. The Patriots have 2 Super Bowls in the past 4 seasons, but the reality is they haven't drafted that well in the past few years. In 2017 especially, they had only 4 draft picks, which were Derek Rivers, Antonio Garcia, Dietrich Wise, and Connor McDermott. Aside from Wise, this is an absolutely awful draft class, and if the Chiefs want to become a dynasty, they simply cannot have 4 draft picks in a draft and expect to continue the success they had this year. Mahomes is one player, and we all know what he can do, but the reality is he has Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Damian Williams, Sammy Watkins, and Mecole Hardman around him to help. He is a special talent, but we have seen before, like with Aaron Rodgers at times for example, that players need players around them, and that football is the ultimate team game for a reason. There are 53 guys on a roster, and each one has a job, and this is a reason why the Patriots dynasty was so successful, was because they all did their jobs and they all did them well. The possibility of the Chiefs becoming a dynasty is very real, and I'm not saying it will or will not happen, but it's also going to depend on a few things, and yes, luck is one of them. With the Patriots dynasty or 2 dynasties, they had the Tuck rule, they had Vinatieri make 2 game-winning kicks, they had the infamous Russell Wilson should have handed it to Marshawn, and the Falcons should have never blew a 25-point lead. So without a doubt, luck plays into this. In Kansas City, they had a little bit of luck this year as well, with the Titans beating the Ravens, because if they go to Baltimore for the AFC Championship game, who knows what the outcome is. Not taking any away from their title run, because the Chiefs had to come back from down 10 3 games in a row, and that's an accomplishment in itself. But whether or not they become a dynasty, luck will come into play without a doubt. I would imagine Lamar Jackson doesn't start his playoff career 0-3 next year, assuming the Ravens make the playoffs, and that at some point in the near future, we have a Lamar versus Patrick AFC Championship game. I think that's a matchup everyone will want to see. As of now though, things are only looking up, and I couldn't be happier for Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and the rest of the Kansas City Chiefs. To sum this video up, the potential dynasty will depend on the success of the next few drafts, which general manager Brett Veach has done a very good job at recently, keeping Pat healthy of course, who the Chiefs can retain after he signs this mega extension in the near future, and a little bit of luck will come into play as well. Anyway, that's all I have, and if you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day.